Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 10 palettes that are appropriate for springtime. I kind of wanted to do kind of like a shop my stash. If they're in your collection, pull them out. I know a lot of us are trying not to shop. I have done one purchase, I believe, during this time that we've been supposed to be in quarantine, but other than that, I'm just trying to use products that I do have in my collection. So I wanted to share with you guys again 10 palettes from my collection so you guys can go ahead and bring those out and play with them as well. Perfect time right now for springtime and just play with color. So if you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe. I do upload 3 times a week, Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So definitely subscribe so you don't miss out. And let's just go ahead and jump right in. So I don't have these in any particular order. Again, I just went through my collection and picked out 10 eyeshadow palettes that I thought would be perfect for the springtime. The first palette I have here to share with you guys is by Dose of Colors. This is the Sassy Siennas palette. I really like this for this time of the year just because you get these pretty corally type of colors. You get like really warm tone browns as well. And I think it's really a beautiful palette. I know a lot of us do have these Dose of Color palettes in our collection. And again, this one just reminded me of beautiful corally tone shades to use during the springtime. The formula on this is actually really nice as well. I do find that it does have some kickback, but I am able to use the kickback and it doesn't really like create more. This is definitely one to pull out if you do have it in your collection. Another one that I would recommend you guys picking up if you don't have, maybe wait for a sale, or if you do have it, pull it out. It's this one by ColourPop. This is the Honey palette. I think it's so pretty. Like, these yellow tone shades are beautiful. I don't have very many yellow shades in my collection, and the look that I did create using this palette was beautiful. I do find that I do need to go in with another palette, like to use a dark brown shade, because I don't feel like this is deep enough to smoke out the outer corners if I wanted to. During springtime, we kind of wanted something light and beautiful and colorful as well, but nothing too dramatic. But if you're wanting to use this in a dramatic look, I did find that I had to use like a dark brown from a different palette to be able to pair with this, but this has beautiful tones of yellow and like mustardy browns as well. I just think it's a beautiful palette. On my eyes, I'm actually wearing this palette right here. This is the Douce palette by Juvia's Place. I think this is such a beautiful palette for springtime. In this palette, you do have the dark brown that I was saying that the Honey palette did need, but you do get like the pretty coralies and the purples, which is what I have on my crease. I actually mixed both of those shades in my crease, and then I used this pink shimmer shade on my lid and then used the dark brown to kind of smoke out the lash line. This also does have like a duochrome purple pink flip to it, and it's just really pretty. It's a really pretty palette to be able to pull out and use from your collection if you do have it. I've seen a lot of people have this in their collection, and mine's been collecting a little bit of dust, but I definitely want to pull this out in a future stash video very soon. Next up, I decided to pick like more of a brighter palette. This one's the Huda Beauty Neon Obsessions. This is the orange one, and here's what the inside looks like. I love how bright this is, but if you don't pack a lot of the color onto your lids, you can actually get a really pretty like pastel-y type of look as well. In my opinion, I feel like Huda Beauty palettes are actually really nice, and I do like the variety of shades you get in here. You get, again, the oranges, the corals, the purpley shades, you get a yellow, and then the pop of lime green as well. You can do on the lid, or also if you want some just like a small pop, you can actually apply it in the inner corners. I just thought this would be perfect for even summertime as well, but definitely want to give a little shout out to this. Next up, this was a limited edition palette. It's by ColourPop, and this is the A Flutter palette. This is definitely giving me spring vibes. Here's the inside. You get like beautiful neutral shades. You get the purpley color as well in here. You get this corally shade, like strawberry color. I feel like this is such a beautiful, again, spring palette. If you have this in your collection, pull it out. This was limited edition. I think it was an exclusive for Ulta. I was able to snag it up. I don't think you can get this anymore. But again, if you have it in your collection, pull it out, play with it. It's such a beautiful palette. It does have this like Super Shock shadow shade right here, which is called Dwindle. It's a really pretty unique color as well. You do get a couple glitters in here. I know a lot of people aren't fans of glitter, but I don't mind putting glitter on my eyes. I do try to be careful, you know, apply a little bit of glitter glue and apply the glitter, but this palette right here is super beautiful. Next up, I wanted to pick like a pastel palette because I feel like pastel colors are kind of like in right now for springtime as well. And I picked the Sugarpill Fun Size palette. I actually picked this up at Ulta if you want to pick it on their site. But here's what the inside of this palette looks like. Such beautiful pastel shades. You pretty much get, you know, your purples, your blues, your greens, pinks, orangey shades, a yellowish kind of color. Such a beautiful palette as well. I really enjoy using this. Pastel shades aren't super pigmented, so you do have to pretty much use like a white base and then kind of pack these on as well. And I've gotten really beautiful looks when I have used this palette, and I really enjoyed it as well. I think the quality is really nice. I'm actually hoping ColourPop comes out with a pastel palettes, like those monochromatic ones, but like a pastel one with like shades like this in it. I don't know. I love buying ColourPop because they're so affordable, but this one, if you're looking into this one, the Sugarpill Fun Size, I definitely would recommend it, but hoping ColourPop still comes out with the pastel one. Next up, kind of in the pastel family, is this one by NYX. This is the Ultimate Multi-Finish Shadow Palette, and this one is the electric one. This is really nice because you get the mattes, you get like a shimmer shade, and then the metallics as well. I feel like you don't really need these three different variations. Well, I guess you could if you don't want something too dramatic on your lid. You can just go in with the shimmer. I haven't been swatching anything, but this one is the shimmer, but this one's supposed to be a little more metallic-y. And of course with the brush, and if you wet it, it's gonna be more like, it's gonna pop more. But I had all of the palettes NYX at one point years ago sent me PR, and this was one of the palettes they did send. And this is the only one I actually kept just because I thought it was more unique to my collection. I don't really have like these three colors in my collection, so I thought this was a very beautiful palette to keep. And also, I'm definitely going to be pulling this out during the springtime to use, and maybe you guys have this as well, so definitely pull it out. Next up, I wanted to talk about this palette by Revolution Beauty. This is the Forever Flawless Unconditional Love palette. This is so pretty, and I really enjoyed this when I used it. I need to pull it out again, another shot in my stash. You do get your neutral shades. You kind of get some cool tone shades as well, but you do get the fun pops of corally shades in here. It's just really pretty, very spring appropriate as well, super affordable, and the quality is super nice as well. I really enjoy Revolution eyeshadow formula. This one's, again, is super pretty, and the bright shades are actually really nice. You do also get some purples in here, so it's really a beautiful palette and also super affordable. I have two more palettes, and they are high-end. The first one is by Jeffree Star Cosmetics, which I do need to use this one more. I need to pull this out soon for Shop My Stash. I have a lot of palettes I need to pull out in a Shop My Stash, but this is the Thirsty palette. And again, I do need to use mine more, but this is like the perfect palette color scheme in here for springtime. Again, you get the corally shades, you get a brown shade to kind of deepen, but it's not super dark where it's going to be kind of like a smoky eye. You get this cool tone brownish color as well, and you get these fun pops of color. They're all matte, and then the middle shade, the middle row is actually shimmer shades, so if you want to do something fun, you can add the shimmer shades. Beautiful, beautiful palette. I need to use this more. Actually, this ended up being a limited edition palette. I don't think he sells this anymore. So if you have this in your collection, again, pull it out and enjoy it. I definitely need to do that. It doesn't look like I've used mine much, but I need to show this palette a little more love. And then the last palette I want to share with you guys. I know a lot of us kind of fell into the hype of this, but I'm happy I have this in my collection. It's the ABH Noir Volume 3 is this one right here. I really like this palette. This was actually one that I mentioned in If I Could Only Keep 10 Palettes from my collection. This was one of those. It's a bright, but it's like darker, if that makes any sense. Because you do get, again, the greens, the orange, the pink, purples. You get some yellow, you have a corally shade, you get some golds in here. I feel like this is a really beautiful palette for springtime. You get the shimmers and the mattes in this palette. This is a pressed pigment, so I would go light-handed at first because you don't really want to go super heavy-handed just for blending purposes. But this color right here is super pretty too. It's like a lemon limey type of color. I really enjoy this palette. I love it. So if you have it or if you're eyeing it, I would definitely recommend you guys picking this up. It is, again, a pressed pigment, so the formula is going to be different from the like rectangular palettes, which I actually like the pressed pigment formula better than those. But again, I just wanted to kind of give a little shout out to all of these palettes and kind of shop my stash and share these palettes with you guys, because I'm sure you guys have at least one of these palettes that I did mention in your collection that is just chilling in your drawers. So definitely pull them out for the springtime and play with them. And I hope you guys are all having a great day. I've kind of been feeling being home a lot, and I haven't been going out. I'm not working right now, so it's kind of getting to me a little bit and having to stay home. But I'm trying to still kind of do my makeup every day and then also film for you guys, because it's also a distraction for me as well as it is for yourself. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please also subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!